denyo, what a dang, and God denyo, oh, what a dang. This is the Black Pot.
Yabo!
AKA Kuku Show, number where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, it must be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the people. And the voice of the people is the voice of God. From the news reel, we always endeavor to keep it real. Now the very first story we are looking at today is taken from Peace FM Online. And it says, I wouldn't choose Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh if, and this is Kwesi Pratt Jr., speaking on the running mate of the NPP. I read. Seasoned journalist Kwesi Pratt has shared varying opinions on the choice of Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as vice presidential candidate of the ruling New Patriotic Party. Now, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh is said to have been selected by Dr. Bawumia to partner him, but awaits approval from the National Council of the party before a public announcement can be made. The party would hold a National Council meeting on Thursday, July 2, 2024, to deliberate on the selection of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, also called NAPO. Nonetheless, the majority in Parliament has approved him, revealed by their leader, Alexander Afenyo Makin. My brother, my sister, now making his submissions on the presidential that's a vice presidential aspirant. My brother, my sister, Mr. Pratt was of the view that Napo is not a strong candidate to partner Dr. Bawumia, stressing if he had the authority to choose the running mate, Napo wouldn't be his ultimate choice. If I were the one choosing, I probably would choose a different person. But I don't have the authority. The editor-in-chief of the Inside newspaper told host Kwame Sefa Kain. There's an old Igbo saying that I love so much. It says, when the gods are about to kill you, they first make you mad. When the gods are about to kill you, they first make you mad. I'm not going to explain this, but I go straight. Now, again, I ask that big question. Who at all cares about who partners Dr. Bawumia? You can bring Angel Gabriel. You can bring Malaikatul Maut to partner Dr. Bawumia. It won't change anything. The minds of Ghanaians, my brother, my sister, have already settled. A lot of people today cannot wait for Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia to pack bag and baggage out of the presidential home. They have desecrated it enough. My brother, my sister, I think about Bawumia and Nana Akufo-Addo, and I cannot fathom how some people still say that they like these two guys. Nana Akufo-Addo would go deep into the annals of Ghanaian history as one of the biggest disappointments in our political history. My brother, my sister, free SSSHS. At the end of the day, they desecrated this holy institution. They have inundated our education with mediocrity with their dirty free SHS. But Ghanaians, a lot of Ghanaians do not care. Just give me free food. It doesn't matter even if it's junk. My brother, my sister, what kind of a free education is this that has lost its value? The level of education in the nation, my brother, has been inundated with mediocrity. When I went to school in the days, when I look back and compare that to what we have now as education, is just a figment of our imagination. In fact, a mockery of education. My brother, my sister, every serious nation should have free education. That I support, but not a pseudo-free education. This one is a mockery. I am ashamed of my children having been forced to go to certain things called free education, because it's a mockery. 1 month in, 7 million months out. My brother, my sister, and the same teachers ask them to come and pay extra for extra tuition. Is it not a mockery? Is it not a joke? But some Ghanaians have approached me in the past, and all they say is, oh, now we don't pay school fees. Are you not happy about that? Hey, do you know what they are putting in the heads of your children? All they care about is that they don't pay fees anymore, and their children are going to school. What kind of schooling are they getting? Or is it fooling? You go to school and come out a bigger fool. What kind of schooling have you had? What kind of thing is this? A lot of Ghanaians do not care what you give them as long as it is free. Remember, there's nothing like a free lunch. Think about it. This is a failed government. They have turned this country beyond a banana state. It's a cassava state. In fact, our heritage has been raped so badly. Our heritage has been inundated with cockroaches and lizards. How many Ghanaians today are proud to say that they are Ghanaians? All the youth who should be staying in this country to build a nation are running to Europe through Lampedusa, eaten by fishes in the high waters of Lampedusa. Today, my brother, my sister, the number of beggars on the streets of Accra has increased geometrically. Every centimeter you drive on the streets of Accra, you see father beggar, mother beggar, child beggar. Even animals are beginning to beg on the streets of Accra. Everybody has become a beggar. My brother, my sister, Ghanaians must begin to think. It's not everything free that is qualitative. This free education by the NPP government is nothing but a hoax. A lot of Ghanaians do not care what you serve them. As long as it's free, they would eat it and say thank you. It's a shame. We have been taught to accept mediocrity. We honor mediocre minds, and greater minds we relegate to the background. Who cares who partners Bawumia? Anybody who is a supporter of Bawumia is a supporter of mediocrity and noise making. My brother, my sister, Bawumia comes from an institution with a PhD in noise making. Whoever joins this noise maker, my brother, my sister, is nothing but yet another PhD holder in noise making. Ekoti brofo. It's people like Bawumia and Nana Akufo-Addo who make politics so stinking. There's no trust. I am too old to steal. My bomb brewie. In fact, we bought into this skullduggery. Find out what the meaning of skullduggery is. We bought into this dirty skullduggery. My brother, my sister, today, all our juggernauts have become drug heads. Today, it is not even prestigious anymore to hold a PhD degree in Ghana. It's better. The other day, I don't know if I should be telling you this story. It was around midnight. A neighbor of mine, a male, was crying. Why? I came out. Oh, Afayao. Aden. Mire wo. We see we woo and say woba. See what woba. When they said you have to be happy if your wife has given birth, then that's okay. He said, no, sir. He continued crying. He said, listen. Yes, if he's giving birth to a male, you have to be happy. Why do you want Oba? He didn't answer till the following day. When he was calm and I approached him, he said, all the people who make the money now are the women who inject their big buttocks and inject their breasts. They come out, PhD holders become nothing before them. They sign checks without thinking. Politicians run after them. Pastors run after them. Thieves run after them. Honest people run after them. All because of the surgeon's injection. He preferred a girl. A boy will go all the way and get a PhD which will never be respected. I started to join him in crying as well. That is how lowly our nation has been descended. Matthew Opoku Prempe as running mate. That tells you where the MPP government is taking Ghana to. Oh, Nana Akufo-Addo has done better than Kwame Nkrumah when it comes to education in Ghana. It was Mahama who put people in a bus and brought them all the way to the Liberation Square, the Independence Square, so that they will collapse and put the government in a bad light. He never apologized for this insensitive talk. Matthew, so arrogant, this guy. So arrogant. He never apologized for the defamation and desecration. To God be the glory. The next thing I would like to look at is taken from Ghana Web, and it says, you cannot be president since you failed to make sugar factory functional. Alan told, and I read, now the deputy communications officer for the UK and Ireland chapter of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has criticized the founder of the Movement for Change, MC, for his intention to run for and be the elected president of Ghana next. Fifi Asante Mpare claimed that the former trade and industry minister contributed to the turmoil caused by the president Akufo-Addo's incompetent administration, disqualifying him from the presidency. The communicator asserted that the aspiring candidate, presidential candidate, should not even consider running or making promises. After all, he couldn't make the sugar factory work. I don't know why Alan is mocking Ghanaians. People like Alan, they take Ghanaians for fool. And I don't like this guy. So frustrated. He ran out of the NPP after carrying a placard all over the place. Telling almost everybody as if it was a dynasty. Bawumia defeated him. Hands down. He became so jealous and envious, that Nana Akufo-Addo's new whiz kid, Bawumia, who joined the party only yesterday, had defeated him. He ran out like a pregnant frog on heat in broad daylight. Alan Kyerematen. A disappointed politician. So frustrated. I don't know how many people are going to be voting for Alan. Maybe only him and his family would have their thumbprints on the ballot paper for him. You contributed in destroying this nation. You told us that you were one of those, in fact, the very first figurehead to send Ghana to the IMF in this government. And you think that is an honor. These guys take us for fool. The more they talk, the more I realize that not every old man is wise. I leave it here. Next thing I quickly want to look at is taken from my own treenews.com, one of the most authentic sources of news online. Elevator at Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital breaks down for 6 months, remains unrepaired. Let me look at that. 1 out of 2 elevators at the maternity block and surgical department of the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital in Accra have not been functioning for 6 months now, causing inconvenience to patients and visitors. The one which is working could stop for 3 days. And during this, nurses have no option than to help patients climb to any of the floors of the 6-story block. Onuya Newses Sapoma, during a visit, observed that both the maternity ward and surgical departments have 2 elevators each, of which 1 each is working. Investigations reveal that the 2 that are not working at all broke down over 6 months ago, while the ones that are working are not functioning effectively. This reminds me of my upbringing in Tamale. In fact, at the Tamale Regional Hospital in my days, there was only 1 elevator. There was a man with 1 leg who used to man it. With all respect, I don't know if he's still alive or he's gone home. To God be the glory. Hey, only 1 elevator in a city that had no respect for recreational centers. Schools were taking excursions to the hospital just to look at the elevator and have the school children sit in the elevator or stand in the elevator and be taken to the 2nd floor, 3rd floor, and brought back. The elevator of a hospital has become a topic for recreation, excursion. School children used to go to the Tamale Hospital, and this man would open the elevator. We used to call it lift in those days. The school children would enter and come back and be telling their stories. No recreational centers, no parks, nothing. Yet these are the future leaders. Some of them have become leaders today. They have had a bad upbringing. No toys. Nothing was ever celebrated in their name. So they are bitter. No wonder our country is the most bitter country in the world. Ghana has more bitters than any country in the world. Kabasho bitters, Fawami bitters, Bomasum bitters. All over Ghana, we have more bitters than clean drinking water. My brother, one day, school children came for an excursion. This is a sad story. Hey! They opened the lift and put the school children there. The lift went halfway and stopped working. Yeah! School children were suffocating. Mbaya, 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 mbaya. Wayoy, wayoy, wayoy. School children were going down the drain. Hey! I did not say, oh. Wait, I've been there about oh. What? I won't complete this story. Your guess is as good as mine. Today, my brother, my sister, China Mall has come to Tamale. It has become the new excursion. They go and stand on the elevator to the top, down, and take pictures and videos. That is their excursion. In a country where elevators have become a luxury. This is what happens. In a country where elevators become a luxury and a source of excursion, this is what happens. In a country where nurses slap pregnant women because they are screaming in pain. In a country where nurses think that they are doing you a favor, and for that matter, you must kowtow to their whims and caprices. This is what happens. In a country where nurses are running out in their droves to clean white people's backside, this is what happens. Human rights relegated to the very bottom, a bottomless abyss. This is what happens. Oh, Jesus have mercy. The other day, dialysis vice president, because he wants votes, quickly came in after years of dialysis patients dying. Election year comes, oh, we are going to pay for your dialysis from the office of the vice president. May they lose this election and lose the next election and keep losing till they baptize in loyalty. Hallelujah. Patients can no longer use some of these broken down elevators. We used to call them lifts in my days. But to God be the glory. The last thing I probably want to look at before I go. All right, let me look at two very quick things. There's a certain chef called Chef Smith. Have you heard about him? What in Inca? Chef Smith, right? In fact, he decided that he was going to do cookathon. In other words, cook and cook and cook, and not sleep for as many days as possible, warranting the breakage or the breaking of a certain record kept in the World Records book, formerly called the Guinness Book of Records. My brother, he hoodlumped everybody into believing that he won. He posted a fake certificate, and media houses that have no ethics decided to post that, oh, the new holder of cookathon is, oh, Smith. Hooray! Media houses with no ethics. Media houses who are so much in a hurry to publish breaking news without even going to check. They published it all over. Today, all those media houses are writing a PhD thesis. Do you know the title of the thesis? Fakeathon, a Smithsonian skullduggery. You want to write it down? Fakeathon, a Smithsonian skullduggery. Nana Boro arrested him and locked him up for fraud. He didn't know that there was a bigger fraud. Now all those media houses, you are quick to publish trash because you want to outcompete each other on breaking news. You never even follow up on your breaking news. Some of them busily started deleting them one after the other, one after the other. What cheap news houses. But to you, Smith, you are a fool. You are a fool. I'm sad. So this is what you can do? Are you that frustrated and desperate? Let me leave it here. Here I am reading from treenews.com, and it says TV3 has been able to lay hands on information from the World Records book, formerly called Guinness Book of Records, as to the fact that that certificate is fake. Anyway, last one I want to look at, and it will take me just 2 minutes and I'll be done. Oppong Nkrumah launches Hydro Fund to address perennial flooding. When was the last time you heard Oppong Nkrumah talk? He's tired of his dirty government. He has explained and explained and explained. If you don't get evidence, you go tire. You go explain, tire. Ghana has taken a significant step towards addressing the perennial housing and flooding challenges with the opening of the Built Environment National Conference on Housing and Hydrology, aka Bench 2024. I won't read any further. These people are full of slogans. Your elevators are not working. You are talking about a fund to stop what? Flooding. It's a good thing. But again, this remains just another slogan. Was it not the same Oppong Nkrumah who came to announce to us about the 88 hospitals that were going to be built? And it went all the way to 111. And up till now, we are still now. From 88 to 111. Now it's now. He's tired of demeaning himself because of a party that is full of lies. I end it here. Yabo!